I'm Greg Jamian, and thank you for watching Boomer Health at Home, the show where we explore the most relevant healthcare topics impacting the baby boomer generation today. As more and more baby boomers seek answers to many times difficult healthcare questions, our goal is to provide ideas, tips, and cutting-edge solutions that will help improve your everyday life and health. It is our hope that you find the following information helpful as you sit back and watch Boomer Health at Home.
Hello, I'm Ryan Donnellon alongside Brett Pulte, and you're watching Boomer Health at Home, the show where we provide useful information to help you and your loved ones live happy, healthy lives. You know, there's always a big push to get healthier, and a lot of people's goals are always set. And the nice thing about today's age is there's a lot of technology out there that can actually assist with this. So joining me today in our show today, Brett Pulte, of course, knows more than just interviewing people.
It's true.
Brett, tell me a little bit about your background and how you can kind of elaborate on the technology you know.
Yeah, of course. You know, I am a millennial. I'm on the higher end of the age range of the millennials, but I am still a millennial. So I grew up with technology. Now I can remember a time without having a computer in the home, but you know, for the most part of my life, I've always had technology, computers, you know, things of that nature. So a little bit about my background, I once worked at Radio Shack for approximately 5 years, and there I learned how to, you know, do minor repairs to DVD players, VCRs, just kind of the inner workings of stuff. And Radio Shack liked me so much as an employee because I took the time to learn all the little components, your resistors and different things that make up a circuit board and why it works and how it works, compared to some of my other coworkers who pretty much just said, oh, here's a TV and you want this one, we'll toss this in with that. So, you know, that was the first start into understanding technology. And then after that, I actually was a cell phone repairman. So I did, you know, anything that went wrong, screen went out, my phone's slowing down, I'm running out of memory, things of that nature. I know how to fix all of that.
Interesting. And you mentioned cell phones. I mean, cell phones seem to be evolving on an almost hourly basis. So
yeah.
How can someone at home use technology to their advantage to improve their own health?
No, that's a great question. And the big thing is you gotta realize technology is your friend. It's not a foe. You know, don't be afraid of it. Yeah, it's going to take a learning curve, and yeah, it's going to be a little bit here and there that you're not going to understand. But the nice thing with technology is no matter how far into it you get, no matter how much you screw up, it can be reset. So you can always start over and learn again. You know, as far as improving your health, there's tons of things out there. You know, there's hundreds of applications on your smartphone. You can do, you know, videos on your computer. There's even wearable technology. You're wearing a Fitbit right now.
I am.
There's watches. You know, there's tons of things. And the nice thing is that a lot of times now your doctors are going to know more and more about this, so they can recommend something to you. You know, you can really just kind of understand things more. Right. You know, when I first started in cell phones, I started when it was just your flip phone. And then it evolved to where you can have a slide-out keyboard. And then it evolved to where you can have a touch screen. Then it evolved to your phone can do anything you need it to. Right. You want to watch something on TV, you can have your phone do it. So, you know, health technology is, at least in, you know, a consumer area, has evolved just right along with it. You know, before we've always had, you know, scales, and then you have your digital scale. Now we have scales that can talk to your phone, that can talk to your watch, that can bring a whole report of how you're doing that day right on your phone. You can email that, you can save it, you can send it to your doctor. There's so many things going on right now with health technology. It's literally amazing.
And you're right, there are a lot of different options out there, and I think sometimes that's where the confusing part comes on. It's like, you go to the grocery store and there's 500 different items.
Exactly.
Which one do you choose? So, if someone gets the technology, has a phone, has a device ready to go, what do you think the best apps for them to look at for the various goals?
Every piece of technology that comes out does have its own application built for it, which is it's always nice because then it's going to operate correctly with your piece of technology that you just went and spent $300 on. But there are other applications that work with the majority of things, and those other applications can give you other opportunities for different data collection, different hints and tips on where to go with your health. I've got a list of a few ones that I've researched and a couple that I've used myself. To start off the list, we have Runtastic Running and Fitness Tracker, and what that is, it's going to be able to track your runs, and a nice trend that I think is really cool going on right now is people are going on their daily jog. They're going to go for a 5-mile jog, but they find a route they can draw a picture on or a message to someone. I even saw a marriage proposal the other day. And then you can get the snapshot of the path you took, and it comes out with whatever. You can make a dinosaur, the "Will you marry me?"
Wow.
Those things are really cool. And Runtastic Running Fitness Tracker has that. Now on top of that, it also does logs your heart rate, how many steps you took, things of that nature too. And that's pretty much standard with the majority of applications that can do it. A couple other good ones are going to be Runkeeper, and that's going to be a good one. That's probably the best one to keep track of your physical activity. So how long you run, you can set it if you're going for a bike ride. And if you do have one of your wearable technologies that are waterproof, you can set it that I'm going for a swim, now until the end, things like that. There's also iCare Health Monitor, MyFitnessPal. There's ones by national brands like Weight Watchers. Now, Weight Watchers is actually really cool because it will integrate with your watch, so it'll have your estimation of calories burned throughout the day with your workouts, but it can also work into your point system.
Oh, okay.
Which is Weight Watchers' big thing is, you get so many points of, you eat this, it's worth 2 points. You get so many points throughout the day. Another cool thing with the Weight Watcher app, though, is a barcode scanner. Oh. So if you are going through the grocery store and you see, a pack of rice, you can scan it and, okay, that's going to be 1 point per serving. And then it logs it right there. You can say that I had 1 serving of that, 2 servings of this, and this. Keeps track of everything right there, which I think is really cool. One of the other apps that I think this one's my favorite. It's called Charity Miles. In Charity Miles, what you can do is you set up a charity you want to donate to, and then every time, every mile you run, a certain amount gets donated to that charity.
Interesting.
So it's kind of like sponsoring someone that's going to do an MS walk, things of that nature, to where it's just on a bigger scale.
Right.
So it's really cool because you're giving back, you're getting healthy, you're just trying to stay on top of yourself. And,
interesting. So
and then you're also
run
helping someone too.
Yeah, you can run your own little charity and all that. That's
exactly.
I like that.
Yeah.
So, I got a lot of people in my family, they just because I'm also millennial, they think I know about technology. I don't. Yeah. Family, remember, stop calling me with your problems. Yeah. But a lot of my family will not download anything because if something pops up, they're afraid, and I'll ask, well, no, just hit OK. Well, they're worried it's viruses and hackers and all that. How do you know if an app is safe?
Well, the best thing to do is research it. Read it. When you go to download it, there's going to be a star rating, and that comes from past users. So the better star rating, obviously the better application. Another thing is just read the reviews that are right there in it. If you're still a little hemming and hawing, go Google it. Chances are there's a reputable source that has done an actual review of it. So, you get kind of, things like that. Another thing to look for is the ESRB rating, which is, like the T for teen, E for everyone ratings. Not every single application gets that. Reputable ones do.
Okay.
So that's always a good thing to look for. And then, my rule of thumb is if 500,000 other people have downloaded it or more, okay, it's going to be a decent app. I would download that. If it's something less than 500,000, I might wait, or I may not ever download it. And, all else fails, every single one's going to tell you who developed the app, who made it, what company it's tied to. Google that company, because then you're going to find Better Business Bureau ratings on them. You're going to find reviews from other people, and then you can also see what other applications they made. And then okay, well, they made this application. Well, I just read that application was terrible, gave people viruses. Then there's a better chance that the application you're looking at might give you viruses.
I know. Also, you mentioned that certain apps are proprietary to specific phone manufacturers. Is there an advantage to using those?
In some instances, yes. I wouldn't say that they're bad, but they do have limitations. So we'll say, for instance, like Google Fit, that works across all Android phones but doesn't work on iPhones, which means it doesn't work with the Apple Watch. Okay. So you kind of got to tailor what you buy to what you have available. Same thing kind of goes with Samsung Health, or they call it S Health, and that's only on Samsung phones. So if maybe for a couple of years you have a Samsung phone, you're using it, you like it, it fits your needs, but then you go to a Motorola or an LG phone, it's not going to be available.
Gotcha.
And they may not have their own application. Apple Health is one for iPhones, and that one usually is pretty good. But the biggest advantage is that those applications that are proprietary are going to work with the wearable technology that goes with that company. So I mean, they're good, but there are other things out there that can fit your needs better sometimes.
Well, then how do you know which one will work best for you?
A lot of times, once again, read the reviews, do your research. These wearable technology pieces, I mean, they're not cheap. I mean, yeah, you can go out and get a $30 wristband that will feed back to your phone, but then maybe it's only counting steps. Right. And even then, it's not accurate. I read a study that said it's about 50-60% accurate, and that's because like your Fitbit,
yeah,
it's going to take anytime you do an up and down movement with your arm, anytime there's a sudden jerk of it, it's going to count it as a step, because that's what it's trained to do. Because as you walk, you're up and down, your knees are bending, you're going.
Gotcha.
One of the best things that doctors are saying, though, is the heart rate monitors are not exactly precise, but they're very, very close, and they can give you a great ballpark. So, looking for the app that fits best for you is learning what you're going to do with it. You want to see if you're having troubles with dietary restrictions or even knowing what to eat. Find a dietary app or a fitness app that has a dietary component into it, like Weight Watchers. Now, with Weight Watchers, you do have to pay their monthly subscription fee, but there are some other ones out there that may not be as robust, but they're free and can at least get you on the right track. So, once you know what you want it to do, just start doing your research. Google things. Google is a phenomenal piece of technology, not only in what they make, but the availability of things. Before, if I wanted to learn more about the Civil War, I'd have to run to my encyclopedia, find exactly which volume it's in, which
right.
books. Now I can just Google interesting facts about Civil War.
Yeah.
And as long as it's from a reputable source, I know I'm getting good information. But just watch reviews is one of the biggest things I can tell people. And there are some really good review sites. TechnologyReview.com is actually run by MIT, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, which is probably the greatest engineering school this country has. And also another one is CNET.com, CNET.com. And CNET's been around since, Yahoo's homepage was just the words Yahoo and a little search bar. CNET was one of the very first that started reviewing technology, and they did DVD players, and they've done everything. I really like CNET. I think CNET does a good job. So just looking for a reputable source and really, just do your research, because you're the person that's going to know best of what you want it to do.
All right, so we talked phones and a little bit about like the Fitbit I have on. But,
yeah.
Outside of phones, what are some other technologies out there to help you better your health?
Well, these are really fun. This is where it gets really fun, is your wearable technology. So you can have I'm sure everyone's heard of Apple Watches, and there's Samsung Watch, and they call it the Samsung Gear. But the Apple Watch is really cool, especially this newest generation. There's a model of it that is waterproof up to 25 feet deep. So, I mean, if you're going deeper than 25 feet, you're going to want an actual diver's watch. But with that gives you the capability of diving into the pool. It's going to track your laps, your yardage, your heart rate throughout the whole thing, your body temperature. And then the other cool thing with the Series 3 Apple Watch is you can completely leave your phone behind. So a lot of times, especially women, they don't have pockets in a lot of their workout gear.
Sure.
So they're like, oh, what am I going to do with my phone? Like my wife, taking hers to the gym, she will actually set it on the ground, which can be unsanitary. And, but with the Series 3 watch, you can leave everything behind. You can still get your phone calls, and if you're using the new earbuds, the wireless earbuds that the iPhones are coming with, you can still get your calls right through them, talk as if you're on a headset so no one else is hearing. You can also, it can store tons and tons of music, and you can also do streaming sites. It's really cool because you can have your phone with you without having your phone with you. And I think that's one of the cool things. Now the nice thing with the Apple Watch, though, it doesn't work with an Android phone too well. Now there are some components that can work back and forth, but it doesn't work that well. Whereas the Samsung Gear Watch, that can work fully with iPhones and like Apple Health and things like that. But I mean, your Samsung Gears, there's different versions of them. There's a sport version that's waterproof. There's a fashion version that looks like your nice Rolex. Yeah. There's just you kind of just got to watch. Look for what you have in whatever direction you're going to go with. Find the piece that works best for you. They're both right around the same price. They're anywhere between $200 and $300. But the one that really has stuck out with me, and it's still fairly new, it's called the Motive Ring. And it's actually a ring. It looks just the same as a wedding band. Comes in black or pink, so whichever way you want. But the cool thing is it's going to do your pedometer, your body temperature, your heart rate, just almost as much as your watch would do. But it's a lot less intrusive. I'm not a person that likes wearing a watch. I'm not even really a person that likes wearing jewelry at all. I wear my wedding ring because I've had it on for so long now that it's just second nature. But this ring, it looks really, really cool. Unfortunately, I don't know anyone that has one, but I think it looks really cool. And the nice thing is it's fully waterproof. It's going to track your sleep patterns too. So just same as anything else will.
Yeah, it's showing up. I've heard a lot of things about like the online challenges, some of these fitness challenges. What do you know about them?
See, now the online challenges I really like, and that's another thing that technology is bringing us all together. So you're going to find them on Facebook, on Twitter, on their own independent websites. And the cool thing is that it's not necessarily so much what you give to them. It's it's a great community. You're going to be with people who are like-minded and people who have the same goals as you. So a couple of them are going to be iFit.com, blastfitness.com, dailyburn.com. Those are the most popular ones. You're also going to find ones that are locally ran. So like in Oakland County, the Bloomfield areas, you're going to find someone. Chances are there's someone in your family somewhere that operates one of these or has a friend that does or has participated. My wife's done 3 or 4 of them and she's gotten top 3 every single time. And it's because she puts in the dedication, and the only reason she does that is because she's getting the motivation from everyone else in the group. The cool thing is you can win prizes like gift cards, workout attire, things like that. And one of the better things about them too is if you get in one of the good ones, not only will you get the motivation and the community feel, they're also going to give you like dietary guidelines if you want to follow them, obviously. And then they're also going to give you workout routines. They'll give you 5-7 days a week of what to do. And just go through and blast your shoulders this day, wait a day, go running for 5 miles, things like that.
Yeah.
And it's really cool because
your own personal trainer right in your pocket. I like
that. And it gives you the tools, and that's one of the best things about them.
That's great. So, let's sum it up. How does we've put a lot of technology out there, talked about it. How does all this technology work together?
So all this technology is going to work together by you actually using them, and that's the hardest thing to do sometimes. Is just like anyone else, I'm sure a lot of people have bought treadmills or exercise bikes and use it for a month or two, 3 months, and then okay, we got to go away for the weekend, so you fall out of your routine. Technology is no different. If you're not using technology, it's useless. So by using it and really doing your research and knowing what works best for you, which applications are going to work with the products you buy, and then also finding just what motivates you, what's going to make you continue to use this. A lot of people, and myself included, if I spend the money, I better be using it a lot.
Yeah.
So that's kind of one thing for me, and that's something with the wearable technology being so expensive. It is an investment. It's not just something. Nope, I got it, and wear it here and there. Maybe throw it on the nightstand. It's something that not necessarily changes your lifestyle, but helps you make better choices.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
We're actually, this has been a lot of great information. Thank you. So we're kind of running out of time. So one last question real quick. And what is your best advice to people who are looking for help with their technology?
Do your research. Honestly, like I said, I gave you a couple of good review sites, but don't be afraid to ask workers at the gym. They're going to know good fitness apps. Ask someone at a cell phone store. They're going to know what works best with what.
Great. Well, thank you, Brett. We appreciate you coming on here. And if you at home need any help with your technology or just anything, Brett, should I give me your personal cell phone? No, just kidding. You can call us at area code 248-288-2270 or shoot us an email at boomerhealth@americaremedical.com. Thank you for tuning in.